today is all about the nitty-gritty of the Distress Oxides, so let's get to it. Let's go over the pros and the cons of the oxides. I adore the oxides. I used to have both the regular Distress inks and the oxides. Now I just have the oxides. And I didn't buy like full set. Well, I want to go back to that other video where you don't have to have full set syndrome if you don't want it. I just have the colors that I like. But the pros are the oxides are opaque. They show up on dark cardstock. You can heat emboss with them because they stay wet longer, because they're juicier, because they're a pigment dye blend. You can use the oxides as watercolors. There are refills available. Yes, baby. And super duper easy to blend. I just love it. The colors layer on top of each other when dry, so that means no muddy results. As long as the layers are dry before layering, you'll never get mud. Yes, baby. It's also good for solid and outline stamping. You can stamp with the oxides. Some cons are they're slower drying, easy to smear, as with any ink that has a slower drying time. They do have a chalky finish. The colors are not as bright as the dye ink color version, and there are only 3x3 pads available. In the regular Distress inks, there are mini cubes available, but in the oxides, because of the formulation, they don't and will not come out with mini cubes. I mentioned one of the techniques you can do with oxides is watercolor with them, and that's what I'm doing here. Sometimes I take the pad and press them directly to my glass surface, or other times I just go straight into the pad itself with the paintbrush. As you can see here, I'm mixing and matching all the colors together. I'm creating a beautiful background together. If I know I'm going to be layering colors that typically turn to mud, I do make sure that I dry the colors before layering the next color on top. But all in all, I get really good results when I watercolor with the oxides. As you can see here with the finished picture of this card, all watercolored with oxides. Another thing is just do some color smushing. And again, usually when you mix yellow and purple together, you get a brown color or muddy color. But I just made sure those colors were dry before I smushed the colors on top of each other. And this particular card just illustrates how you can layer all these different colors on top of each other, and they just layer beautifully. You can see every single color I put down. All right, you can also use oxides on craft cardstock, black cardstock, gray cardstock. So pull out that colored cardstock because your oxides will work on that. They're also water reactive because you can watercolor with them. So I wanted to show you how beautifully they react to water. I just flicked on some water with a paintbrush and bada bing, bada boom. Came right up. Isn't that pretty? And also you can go in and remove colors. So you can almost think of this as you're painting with bleach, but you're not. You're painting with water, but you're just putting down some clean water and you're pulling up the color. That's always a nice little technique when you're doing some watercoloring if you accidentally put too much color down. You can use oxides with stencils, you can use them with stamps, you can use them direct to paper, you can stamp with them because of the formulation of the pigment and the dye. I don't have the full set. I went and purchased the colors I just like. I've created a nice collection for myself, but I do know that the oxides, as of February 12th, when I'm filming, there are 62 colors in the collection, probably more to come. Lots of good techniques and qualities with the oxides. So what do you think? Did I answer all your questions about oxides? Did I forget some? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to help you out and address them and find the answer if I don't have them already. Thanks for watching. See you next time.